to the Ross Patterson Revolution! Brought to you by GhostBed.com. James.
What's up?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Nah.
Have you been groomed yet?
By who?
You're being groomed.
By a young man or?
You're being groomed by the media. Has it worked?
It has not worked.
It hasn't worked?
It has not worked.
Still just as hot.
What do you
Still
mean?
just as on fire.
No, I'm actually, so I'm not on fire about it.
Okay.
Anymore. To me personally, like we did a show yesterday called "The Election is Rigged." I got some comments from some of my Democratic friends as well who were like, "Why would you say that? That's a whiny like Republican thing to say." When I said the election was rigged, I meant on both sides. I think for the last 6 months, this has been set up this way on both sides of be afraid of, like on the left, be afraid of COVID. Don't go outside. We should all mail in ballots. Knowing that Republicans traditionally vote in person and they don't really care about COVID or mask or anything else, right? Therefore, on election day itself, you can certainly claim the chaos afterwards and say, well, there's got to be more mail-in votes. And Republicans can say, well, we had a huge lead. I don't understand why this hasn't been called. Now the whole thing, the entire election to me, like the reason why I'm personally over it at this point is both sides have set this up for months and months and months. I don't know what you do about mail-in ballots or how you trust it. That's just me personally. We had someone here who I won't say who had, 6 or 7 ballots? Yeah. So at his house on his person, he took a photo of them. And it's like, look, man, what's to stop anybody from doing this? All morning long, I've gotten messages from friends on the right who have said, hey, did you see all the dead people who have been voting in Michigan? There was a gentleman that was sent to me who was born in 1908, died in 1982, voted for Biden in this one. And
well, they're buddies.
I don't know if he was friends with RBG and that was, they
right.
each shared a dying wish. I don't know what it was, but
Sure.
He voted. There's currently lawsuits in 4 states as of this time. We're live on YouTube right now, so forgive me. It'll probably be more by the time this goes up on audio. I don't see a quick ending to any of this. Therefore, I'm not on fire today because looking at the tea leaves and what's going to happen. It'll probably go to the Supreme Court. There's going to be lawsuits, and you're going to find a lot of weird ballots that were mailed in that don't match up, either dead people, multiple voters, or in Michigan's case, an explanation of where these votes came from, in particular the 130,000 that magically showed up at 3 a.m. with no other down ballots on there. So they had just voted for president, but they didn't have time to vote for the rest of the people in their own state. I think that's odd because it's pretty easy. Now, the one that I'm on fire about today, like absolute fire about, is someone locally from our town who got elected.
Right.
Bill Rivenbark. My hatred for that guy.
Yes.
My hatred for that family runs real deep.
Sure.
Real deep. Still got a house there. This guy, and this is I'll just go through it from a local level, like the shittiest version of politics from a local level. This fucking guy was an ABC clerk at a liquor store. Nothing wrong with that job. It's admirable. Shit. If you weren't there, chances are I wouldn't be having a good time, right? Love anybody who works in any form of liquor store in this nation. God bless you. You're doing the Lord's work, right? However, the guy's dumb as shit. Barely has an education, but his cousin, Charlie, is the head of the Azalea Festival, and he's on the city council and everything else. He convinces his brother, hey, man, we have the same last name. It's a small town. If you jump on the ballot, chances are, just based on name recognition, you're going to get elected. What's the easiest one to do that at? School board. He was one of the people I raged on at the New Hanover County School Board last year. When all of this went down with the pedophilia and the 26 lawsuits from families and all that stuff, he was like, I'm going to get out of here. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to run for a higher position. So he did. And he ran for county commissioner. I don't know what this guy knows about being a county commissioner, what that entails. However, it's a bigger salary. It's a bigger job. And when you are a county commissioner, having known a few in my life, you can pass through a lot of real estate, including when he won for the school board. He was able to change the district lines for his own streets in his neighborhood. He's able to jack up his own prices for the resale of his house. Fine. Now, because of the name recognition and all that other stuff, that's it. Now he's a county commissioner now.
It's very Yellowstone, right?
Yellowstone, yeah.
You put all your family in all the positions so that you can take control of everything.
Right. And because
Yellowstone.
Yes, and because of that, the other reason I'm not on fire today is I think this will happen in American politics as well. A lot of people have asked me, all right, because there's a lot of people on the right who are like, hey man, what happens if Biden wins? First of all, I'm not going to care, and I'm going to support the president of the United States because as Americans, that's what we should do. Am I amped about it? Do I think this is a rigged election? Yes, I do. But I will still support whoever the president of the United States is. I'm not going to protest. I'm not going to bitch about it. If that's who real people who are alive voted for, not the ones that died in 1982 and put ballots in, fine. I have no problem with that. Republicans will retain the Senate. He's a one-term president because, let's face it, he's not going to run at 82 years old at that point. He will probably be dead, and I'm not saying this in a facetious way. It's just he's 82 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like it's going to be tough to live through that, and he's already clearly in cognitive decline right now. So here's where the name thing comes in again. My prediction last night, because I did Alex Jones' show late last night. We did a roundtable about discussing what's going on, what the future is, and all that other stuff. And I go, look, man, look for the rise of Ivanka in 2024. This will set up the perfect storyline, Hollywood-wise, being a screenwriter. I want to avenge the loss of my father that was unfair, and I'm going to take over and be the first female president of the United States. And I think all of the pissed off Trump supporters, if he loses, will then go for that Trump name in 2024. And I don't know how you stop it at this point. There's other people I love in the party, like Dan Crenshaw. I like Matt Gaetz. I like Nikki Haley out of South Carolina. I think they're great, and I think they're super talented, and I think they would be great presidents. But they do not have the name recognition and the brand. And if this truly shakes out the way it's going to shake out, because you're going to see a lot of fucked up shit coming in from these mail-in ballots. Crowder last night posted that video of somebody in Michigan shipping in ballots in those coolers. There was like 200 or 300 ballots in a cooler that were dropped off to the office at 3 a.m. Like, why? I think you're going to see a lot of that. Whether or not any of it's true or anything else, like, I have no idea. I'm not in the conspiracy business. But the way that the narrative will be spun for the next 4 years is this was a stolen election, and the way to make up for it in 2024 is to put another Trump back in office. And that's my grand prediction for all of this if he loses. Now, right now, they're still counting ballots, and Arizona and Nevada seem to be the game changers, right? I would have a hard time believing that they could magically find 900,000 ballots in Pennsylvania. They're supposed to announce tonight that would beat Trump, because that's what he was up by when they stopped counting. That would be a big stretch for me. So you can probably give Pennsylvania to Trump. Georgia's the same way. Like, you're going to have a hard time finding that many ballots in Georgia. It might come down to Nevada and Arizona.
And you're saying Nevada and Arizona could possibly be Trump?
No.
Okay.
No. I think they could probably be Biden. The last I saw last night was Anna Navarro, who I hate, on CNN. There is I guess one county, that Maricopa County in Arizona right now, that has, it's basically all Latino voters, right? And the speculation is going back and forth on, because if Trump gets Arizona, he wins. If Biden gets Arizona, he wins, is what it looks like right now. I forget the lawsuits and everything else. That'll come later. But if you're just looking on pure numbers now, she was saying that, the reason why this has been more favorable for Trump during all of this is the Latino vote. And because they have switched, and they have switched heavily. And that's what won Florida. That's why Florida was called so early on that night, is the Latino vote had switched for Republican. And a lot of people were saying on the Latino side of like, hey, man, we came from shitty countries, either in Central America, South America, Mexico, Cuba, wherever. We love it here. This is as free as it gets. This is as best as it could possibly be. We don't want to see this become a third world country and a socialist country. Therefore, we're voting Republican. You're not telling us who to vote for anymore. What they're worried about is in this Maricopa County, if there is going to be this rise of the Latino voters, like in Miami, where they're like, hey, man, we're fed up with this, and we did vote for Trump. That is kind of one of the only unknowns right now. I can't speculate. I'm not from Arizona. All I know is my heart goes out to the lovely women of Arizona State. I can't imagine what they're going through on Sorority Row there right now. But that's all I can speak for, is my experience with Arizona. Is Arizona State, obviously.
Ross, do we need to send me and Dan on an emergency mission to make sure you're
if you guys wouldn't mind,
okay?
just head out to Sun Devil Stadium. They're playing this weekend too. So,
oh, Dan, yeah, we got to get on that.
The two of you guys should probably go.
We'll check in at the DG house.
Yeah,
yeah, just
start with the DGs and then move to the Kappas.
Borders.
Fathers Without Borders. Boundaries.
Sorry.
Boundaries. And just do a little quick peek-see. Let us know how those ladies are doing, because that's what I'm really concerned about. But other than that, I'm not going to pretend to know about Maricopa County and any of this stuff, right? I'll leave that for that guy on CNN who's looking at those counties. Oh my God, the Juan and Tito Carlos didn't vote. Like, yeah, but they probably voted for this. I'll leave it to that guy. I don't know the county by county situation of Arizona. I'm not going to pretend to. So in the meantime, I will sit like everyone else. The reason why in our prediction show that I had Nevada going Republican for Trump is Vegas. The workers in Vegas, and you know that from being there and living there. They have a
former dirtbag.
Yeah,
Everybody knows that.
Former dirtbag.
Used to bartend in Vegas. Carry on.
They have a very strong union there. And you make a lot of money bartending and
Yes, you do.
serving tables in Vegas.
And stripping.
James, were you Fremont Street or the Strip?
Yeah, it's a great
The
question.
strip.
Okay.
Lower strip, like Sahara.
Circus.
Circus,
Yes,
Circus,
across
obviously.
from Circus, there was a since gone
Classy.
bar called the NASCAR bar
Oh, is that where you worked? There you go.
at Sahara. Anybody? Yeah. So it was awesome.
Yeah, I bet it was. Hammer the like button, by the way, if you're watching on YouTube, so we can jack up this algorithm. But with that, the reason why I picked Nevada was their union is so strong, and they have been just crushed by this pandemic, like absolutely rocked by this. That one would have thought they all got together in Reno and those cities, and would have got together and said, "Hey, man, this is our
Pahrump,
livelihood."
right?
Yes, all the beautiful people of Pahrump.
Oh, Pahrump.
Beautiful people in Pahrump.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
They've got to be for Trump, right?
Have to be. The Pahrump, the town of Pahrump, yeah, they've got to be. But one would have thought, me personally, they would have gotten together and said, man, we cannot shut down again. We're tired of being shut down. We should open back up. You and I have seen the pictures on the news of what Vegas is now. If you want to gamble, it is technically open. But
Sure.
if you want to gamble, you're inside a glass cube of emotions and just, shuttled in there. There was a fight opening weekend where, that fat Mexican dude was sitting at the slot machines, smoking cigarettes, having a good time without a mask on. And they're like, sir, put your mask on. And he was like, fuck you. What am I supposed to cut a hole through the mask and smoke through that? That's Vegas.
Right.
Therefore, one would have thought Nevada would have rallied together and been like, hey, man, this is our livelihood. The Raiders, even the Raiders, they have no fans there. There's no fans at the games. Brand new stadium, $2 billion. No fans, no nothing. All of those concession workers, all of the tourism, everything. That was why I called that state's before the election. Now, what I was told later on was because there was such a mass exodus from California that a lot of people went to Nevada. A lot of them went to Nevada because it's the state over. And stupid me, and for real, I mean that like for real, stupid Ross on this one, just assumed because of, what we see on the news and what we hear on podcasts that everybody who left California is either going to Austin or Nashville. It's not true. Real families, who aren't in Hollywood or aren't living in the fucking hills, are living in these small towns and these communities where they can no longer afford the 13.5% tax rates. They can't afford their property taxes, all that other stuff. So they picked up and then they just moved the state over, right? And because that was probably the most convenient, and they were able to get a job and then probably figure out their life from then. It's all the things that I bitched about when you and I watched that Flint documentary about Flint, Michigan, of like, I don't understand. Just move 10 miles over. Just move 10 miles over. Well, guess what? I should have applied that knowledge to this and just said, all right, well, the California people probably just moved 10 miles over into Nevada, no state taxes, all that other stuff. And
well, Brolin Beater moved to Arizona, if that's any indication.
Did he really?
He did.
Good for him.
He wants a lot of sun for that butthole, right?
Yeah. Everybody who
like
remembers Josh Brolin did a little
there we go, Ruben, calm down.
Perineum sunning and they got that beehole burned up pretty bad.
Yeah, so I guess they're going to Arizona and Nevada. I didn't think they would.
Right. So with that, a bunch of people had said, "Hey, man, it was the people that I know in Nevada and Vegas and all those guys. They were like, it's the people in California who were voting Democrat. Like that's what happened."
Is there really enough though?
Yes. So I mean, looking at the numbers, it was something like 2 million people have moved from California, 2 or 3 million in the last year and a half. Look, I get it. We're 4 of them. We count for 4 of those people. So I understand it. The only thing that I just can't wrap my mind around is there is a reason you moved out of California. What was it? Just, is there anything off the top of your mind that's, why did we move?
Probably the weather. It's disgusting in California.
No, the weather's perfect.
The worst. They had to get out of there.
It's perfect. Was the state too beautiful?
I think that's what it is. You get bored of it.
Yeah.
It's just like gorgeous every day. Get me the fuck out of here.
Perfect weather. The great food of California.
Ooh, blah, blah.
The wine.
I know.
It was too good. The wine was too good. No, the only reason people moved from California is the politics and the policies that made that state into a shithole. So I don't understand why you would leave that and be like, all right, great. So we made it out of California. We were under all this other stuff. Now, here's what we'd really like to do to the state we just moved to. Vote for the exact same shit that we left California from. It makes no sense to me whatsoever. Now, with Arizona, it's the same thing. Arizona's connected to California. A lot of people move there as well. I just can't believe people would want to move to Arizona. That's too hot. I don't even want to hear it's a dry heat.
Man, it hits you in the face.
Yes.
Like it literally feels like a punch. When you come out of that airport, right? Like it feels like somebody has punched you in the face. You can't breathe for 1 second. You're like, holy shit, okay. They should change it from a blue wave to a blue firebomb. I don't know. So they're basically just burning everything and then moving to the next place and then burning that and then moving to the next place and burning that to the ground until finally they get to the next ocean and what? Move on to a boat because they're starting to make those that are very steady.
Yes, yeah.
Those houseboats, right?
Yeah.
They don't move a lot.
Yeah, it's strange, but I will say this. In the future, the biggest takeaway to me from this election, whoever wins regardless, is the rise of the Latino voter. That community, that population, that's skyrocketing, right? What is it, by 2030, white people will be the minority at that point, right? But it's interesting to see that Latinos are like, hey, man, we heard the stories from where we came from, or they brought their grandparents over, they were brought over, whatever, and they came here legally, they registered to vote, and they are proud of this country, and they do not want it to be like where they came from. I don't understand why people from California don't have the same thought process, where it's like, don't you want to keep your money? Just keep it. I don't, like, whether or not you care about Donald Trump or not, right? Just tax-wise, don't you want to keep your fucking money? Don't you?
These assholes want to share it with poor people. Man, they want to make sure people are taken care of, and I don't stand for it. Do you know what I mean?
It's not that, but if you work your ass off, let's say you didn't come from a rich background, right? You worked your ass off your entire life. You suddenly became rich. That's the American dream. That's capitalism. Nobody's paying you back for all those years of hard work. You were sleeping on couches or being an assistant or working $22,000 a year jobs. Nobody's giving you that money back or that time back in your life. That's what I look back on my time in Los Angeles, right? It was a grind. It was a fucking grind every goddamn day. And it was just like, dude, I can't ever get that time and that money back or whatever, right? What are you laughing at?
Sorry, it was just a comment.
Oh, go ahead.
But I'm sure you'll read it at some point.
Ross, could you tell Craig to look away from Jables? We can hear his heavy breathing on the broadcast.
Craig?
It's really funny, actually. It's really funny.
Craig.
Jacob Nickel. That's so funny.
I love you, Craig.
But
I had him mic'd up. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I'll never get that. I'll never understand it. The other thing that is really bothering me too about all of this is the freedom of speech thing. I'm looking in these message boards right now. This is the first time I've ever seen this, but there is messages that are held for review now on YouTube.
Yeah, guys. So if your messages don't come in, I have to go back and approve all of them. I'm sorry. I always show them, and then I always kill the little spammers out.
Hammer the like button on YouTube right now if you're watching. But I don't understand that either. I don't even care if you hate me or what I believe in or what she believes in. I don't give a shit. That's freedom of speech. Write whatever you want on the goddamn thing.
Yeah, I'm trying to see.
That's not us.
YouTube
I would never do that.
Has a setting up with the chats. I
They
haven't been able to find it yet.
They
no.
don't, man. They control everything at this point. And every post about everybody voting, right or left these days, automatically when you pop it up on Facebook or Instagram, it now says U.S. voting. Here's the thing, and here's where the register. Or those facts aren't true. We hold the truth in our hands. So go to the next page. Trump's tweets are all deleted behind a thing now. You have to press the button and then go to the other page to watch them. Whether or not it's correct or not with any of these people, it's still his own thoughts and his feelings. And it's if you're censoring comments on our YouTube page, Jesus Christ, man.
Ross, sorry, but one of the comments they censored, it says, "Shit, Papa G, there's still time to register and a vote, apparently."
No way. So that was one they held back.
Yeah, I just showed it to everyone to go back and find it. Who said it again?
Oh,
Nicholas Edwards, you rock.
Yeah. There is still time, I guess, to register. Mail in your ballots today, I guess, if you want. It doesn't really fucking matter. Find your dead grandparents or any other relatives you have and have them vote because it doesn't really matter. But the censorship shit's got to stop too. That was the other part that I was hoping with Trump when he gets in there. And it was another prediction I made last night. On another interview. It seems like it's been endless this week, but I said if Trump leaves too, if he's not in office, I think he will start a media company that will rival a Fox News and get all of his own people over there, and the ratings on that would be gangbusters through the roof. Because the one thing that I have noticed through this election, Fox News hasn't been really on Trump's side. Drudge turned left in January, and if you're looking for somewhere to go, I know people are going over to Parler. It's kind of like the conservative side of Twitter or whatever. Me personally, I don't want to go to either one place. I just wish there was one place where you could go, say whatever you wanted, and right or left, and be able to see it and post it and all that shit. But the fact that they just censored that, YouTube censored that, that's clearly a joke.
Yeah, I don't know, but Tony Zach said Papa G and Jack Dorsey are basically the same person.
Jack Dorsey's taking a lot of heat through this, not just because of his physical appearance, but he looks like a grown-up Peter Dinklage. Older Peter Dinklage.
He does, dude, a stretched out Peter Dinklage.
Yes.
I know.
He looks like a P Dinks. It's what?
Dinklage had a rap career. Every name worse.
Dinklage had a rap career for years that nobody knows. He was underground in Kansas City, Missouri. He went by P Dinks, and
it wasn't Lil Dink.
No, it wasn't Lil Dinks. It was just P Dinks.
Oh, okay.
And,
Lil Dinks is good though, you guys. A little redundant, but sure.
Yeah, that mixtape, Half the Man I Used to Be, was one of my faves when he dropped that in '92.
Sure.
Yeah, I still have it on cassette. But yeah, Jack Dorsey in all of this. Like, what's going to happen when Biden gets in, right? Let's assume that he does win. Does Twitter go back to normal and you can post whatever you want then? Does Facebook go back to normal? Instagram and you can post whatever you want? Like, what happens in that?
Yes.
You think so?
Yes. But I don't think that's going to happen.
You don't think Biden's going to win?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
I have not heard that today. So fire away with this theory. I'd love to hear it.
I think we're going to find out by tomorrow, and it will be trending a little bit more. Even New York Times was starting to concede a little bit in these states.
Really?
But here's what happened. So Trump is winning, but the last thing that they have, right? The last fuck you. Like the House is going to go, Senate's going to go, right?
No. So the Republicans have the Senate.
Yes.
And they picked up seats in the House.
Yes. So they have that.
Mm-hmm.
The last thing that the media has to like hold on with their cold dead hands is the facts. Like they literally have complete and total control over the facts of what's going on, right? And they're just doing a slow rollout. Because if he had won at 12:30 or 1 in the morning on fucking election day, with all of us fucking wasted, all these places boarded up, police everywhere, what would have happened, right? Riots, everyone's scared. The biggest thing they're doing is civil unrest, blah, blah, blah. So they do what? They're grooming us. You know, I love this, right? So they're grooming you. They're slowly getting you ready, letting you realize, come to terms with whatever it would be. I'm finally in a place, it worked.
Yeah.
I'm finally in a place where I'm like, well, whatever, right? So they've got me. It's only going to take a couple, maybe tomorrow or another day to calm all the real hardcore people, right? That get hysterical. And then finally they can say, look, razor's edge.
Yeah.
We weren't wrong. You weren't wrong. It is what it is. And then he will win. But it will be in a way that everyone gets to save face. No one's like, after a week or two, are you really like, you know, you're still waiting in the wings to riot. You're like, man, I'm fucking tired. Like, I was going to riot yesterday. Yeah. Today I feel a little bit like, you know, I don't know, but they have complete and total control. It's the last thing that they have. It's the last thing that they're holding on to. And they really need to get that last fuck you in. They have to. Right. Because they've been bitching for so fucking long. Again, I don't know. I'm going back and forth. But today, I was like, holy shit, that's a good idea.
It is. It's a great idea.
I would have done it.
It's a great idea. I'm not sure. I'm not, truthfully, like, I have no idea what to believe. The media controls, you're right, the whole narrative and every story that's going on about this right now. Therefore, I can't trust them. I don't know who to believe. And
the media, and in particular advertisers, right? So when you talk about Fox News not really being on Trump's side anymore, that's because the money that they're getting. Right. So it's like they can only go so far. Correct. Twitter, all these people, like the people that sponsor you, as much as you want to feel like you are independent, they do call all the shots, right? Yes. So are those people liberal? Are those people? I don't know. It's the people that are giving you the money. Yeah. I don't know why they wouldn't want to keep their money, but whatever. Yeah. Who knows? Who knows? What I can't figure out is you take a show like American Idol or The Voice, right? 150 million votes at a commercial break, and they can tell you the winner right afterwards. Sure. We can't get that here in the United States, like for voting. What the fuck? Right. We can have teenagers texting on phones for Kelly Clarkson 800 times, and that'll be counted within 3 minutes and 30 seconds. But this, we have no idea, and it's like, because I read an article this morning that said Arizona and Nevada won't know today. How do you know? Are you just not working that hard, or what do you know? Right. It's like, the whole world's waiting, but they said they're taking their time, and they want to get each one absolutely right. Great. So they want to take the ballot, look at it, maybe 5 or 10, 15 minutes, just make sure. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. You don't want to make a mistake. And that's going to take some time. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's gonna be like Reese Witherspoon in an election. You know, where it's just, you change your vote, you change your vote. The teaser changed the vote. Who knows? Who knows? I'm just going to let it be a happy surprise. I'm going to live my life like Rihanna and
And that's it.
We just got flagged.
yeah.
Recording quality.
Man, that was almost pitch perfect.
Right.
Almost pitch perfect. But yeah, that's look. Whatever happens at this point, and obviously I haven't put my ballot in the mail yet. I'm going to do that after work.
Right. I'm registering later.
Yeah.
To vote.
Hopefully, it still gets counted, but
it
we'll
will.
see.
It will.
Yeah. It will.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. In the meantime, this week we've had the whole Nooner crew here. The OGs of the show have been here. I want to thank all of you guys for flying out for the election show. It has been an unbelievably drunken few days, and it's been great to have you guys. Gigi just said the Nooners are the best fans ever. I agree. Today, Richard Danoff, you guys brought in what, 15 pounds of Franklin's from, yeah. I had a small plate before I went on air because otherwise I'd be in a food coma. So here it is. If you're wondering why is Ross just having dirty dishes everywhere? That's why. It's just white trash. I can say now with absolute certainty, because we had Franklin's on Drinkin Bros for a celebrity mashup with another chef for tacos, but I didn't get to have Franklin's on his own. The tacos were amazing, but this brisket from Franklin's is the very best that I've ever had, and I'm fine by saying that. For real, is that the best you've ever had?
Absolutely.
Franklin's brisket, I'm sure the message boards will light up with other places, but for me, that's what happened. That's somebody's asking what happened. What's the deal with Rogan and Alex Jones?
They're fine.
Yeah,
They're
they're
fine.
good. He's going to be back on pretty soon. I think in less than a month or 2 months, you'll see another Alex Jones, Joe Rogan episode, he said.
Sure. Who said that, Joe?
Alex.
Oh, Alex. Yeah. Well, we'll see. Hey. A lot of folks at Spotify aren't happy. I don't know. Maybe if their candidate wins the election, then maybe they'll allow Alex Jones back on. I don't know what's going to happen with that. But I also wanted to give a shout out to who made these? Joanne?
Julia.
Oh, Julia. Julie made these for the Nooner crew here.
Julia
we appreciate
Maguglia,
it.
but that's not right?
Yeah, what's your real name? Julia, yeah, you go ahead and say
But
that.
it looks like
Mungia.
Maguglia. Yeah.
Mungia. Made the Nooner stickers that you see on our computer and some sweet koozies. Look, we love you guys, man. We've had an absolute blast this week. I know a bunch of you guys are heading home after this, but we will rage today. We will rage properly. And we got about 3 shows in here today. So it'll be fun. It'll be a lot of fun. Fake News is here today as well. And Jordan's going to be on the show today.
Oh, nice.
Yes. Harbinger.
What?
Jordan Harbinger is going to be here.
Read it.
Read what? What's?
The super chats.
The super chats. From Craig. DNC equals necromancy? I don't know what that means.
That's BK. I don't know what it
Necromancy.
means
Why are
either.
you asking me to read that, Craig? I mean, that is
No,
nonsense.
Guys, the DNC is raising the dead. Is what that means.
Raising the dead.
Necromancy.
I am not even familiar with that term.
I'm currently
but it's
dating a Wiccan,
hilarious.
so
Yeah,
familiar.
exactly. From BK. No, look, we appreciate you guys being here. It's been a blast. I think we have, Jordan Harbinger is on today for Fake News. And then I think we have that podcast, Guys We Fucked, on later. And I know that's a huge one for people. They just had JoJo Siwa on.
Did they?
Yeah. JoJo's, watch for the rise of JoJo too. Not politically, but
No.
the rise of her brand and all that stuff. When she turned and got out of that ponytail and just became hot like overnight, where everybody was like, "Whoa, okay, JoJo." I see her going through a Miley Cyrus phase. Where
Yeah,
it's
for
just
sure.
like, hey, she'll be a stripper for a little bit and into rap music, and then she'll kind of settle back down and maybe have a country career towards the end.
Sure.
You know, the kids love her though. Jabes, the kids love her. Her and Blippy.
I know. Blippi.
I'd love to get Blippy on the show. Not in 1 million years after what happened.
No, he would never.
No. He would never after that show. Are you kidding me? If you weren't there for that show, Blippy back in the day was a comedian, and during the Harlem Shake era in 2013, made a video where when that hard cut comes in, when the beat drops on Harlem Shake, he was on the toilets and then he was magically upside down, diarrheaing up into the air into his best friend's asshole. Both of them were completely buck naked. I've seen the video, and I've never laughed that hard in my life.
Right. So my kid loves that guy.
Yeah. I can't wait until they're 18 and be like, hey, man, you remember Blippi? Blippi! Here's Blippi. The shock of that would be like seeing Mr. Rogers peeing all over his wife, like after sex.
The shock of that would be like finding like Pee Wee Herman jacks off in front of kid. You know what I mean? It's like it happens. You find out about these people.
We didn't see Pee Wee Herman jacking off. Like Blippi,
That's true.
We saw all of that dookie shoot out into the air into his best friend's asshole. And it's
That's
like
true.
Like a real asshole. It was not he wasn't wearing clothes or anything like that. But yeah, the shock of that would be like seeing Mr. Rogers. You know, like, oh, there's a sex tape of Mr. Rogers peeing all over his wife right afterwards. You know?
Right.
And then just putting on a sweater and then walking out of the bedroom. You know, closing the door behind him.
Sure.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. A beautiful. That would be amazing. Luckily, that does not exist out there in the world. And what I didn't know, and I found out this week, was that Reddit, like, they will not put up with any pedophilia jokes or anything related towards Mr. Rogers. Like, they are all in on Mr. Rogers of like, hey, this is the one guy we don't fuck with here on these boards.
I love that.
So do I. But nobody has that kind of power anymore. No one is above the law like that. Like Mr. Rogers. Like it's pretty cool. And he's dead. So you can say whatever you wanted to him about him now, right? So yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. So if you write something, some slanderous comments about Mr. Rogers, forget about it. Like, you're out of there, bro. They got Mr. Rogers back. It's a strange time to chat about other shit that's going on when there's such a big decision looming over the world. There's a lot of other countries who are waiting for this decision as well, because clearly it's going to affect their trade and everything else. You know, the Paris, that climate treaty bullshit thing hangs in the balance, because that's going to be coming back. Can't wait to pay for other countries' bullshit. Because China's in that, and it's like, hey, sweet, we're just going to pay for China's bullshit too. Not only with the disease, but with all their pollution. Like, so that look, a lot of people are hanging on this, and it's hard. It's hard. So I think a nice pivot over to Below Deck would be great, Jabes.
Okay.
Below Deck's got a new season tonight. You watch that show?
I do, begrudgingly.
Is it?
It is begrudgingly.
It's always on.
If you're a true Bravo fan, you're like, Below Deck, okay. I'll get my fix, but it's not going to be the best drug.
Right.
You know what I mean?
We had a guy who was at the live show.
Yeah.
Who ran a yacht.
Yeah.
90-footer. And we asked him, we were like, hey, man, how realistic is this? Like, I had a few drinks. So I just said, how many times did you get your dick sucked on that boat? He said 4. He said he's gotten 4 blowjobs from like random people who've booked out the boat.
100%.
I just assume that's what that life is. And like, dude, if you're out there in this world and you don't think America's the greatest country in the world, you can go work on a yacht, get your dick sucked all day long. How great is that? You want to run away from the law and taxes and everything? Go work on a yacht. Get beaches all day long. I can't hear you because I got headphones on, but still can't.
That's his name?
Bradley Andel is his name.
Oh, Bradley's. Well, I don't think we should be outing him like that. I'm just going to say his first name.
Can you give him
I
my
think
name?
he
That
said
sounds
it on
interesting
the
to me.
election
He's
show.
married. Oh, he did. Okay,
He's
good.
not
good,
married?
Good. He's married now. He's married now, yeah. Oh, girlfriend in 3 years. All right, well, fuck her.
Ah, well then.
Fuck her.
Carry on.
Carry on. Bradley, continue to have your threesomes Below Deck and understand all of that.
No, he was saying like back in the day. He was clear to be like, not now.
Was that?
He was kind of saying it wasn't now. It wasn't like
Just
it was
because
back
he's
in-
got a girlfriend doesn't mean they don't all have a committed, wonderful relationship.
Right. Well, that's the deal with Below Deck, right? Is that
What stays
all
below
of them
deck?
have girlfriends, and for some reason they think that they could be out on a yacht with all these other hot people that they're working with for however long and not hook up, and they
Right.
always do.
Right.
And that's why there's a show.
Well, it starts tonight. So if you're looking to take your mind off.
Did it end? I mean, it's on all the fucking time.
It's crazy with that
I don't
shit,
know where
isn't it?
one Below Deck ends and the next one begins.
No, it's crazy. The one thing that I don't understand about that show is the boats are so tiny and they're all just kind of crammed in there. Like, no one is having fun in that shit. And the people shooting in small spaces like that is a fucking nightmare. There was a time where there was a submarine company in New Jersey. They owned this submarine, right? And they were trying to get people to shoot on it, and tourists and all that other shit. And they were like, hey, if you write a submarine movie, we will give you this for free. It'll be a free location to shoot and everything else or whatever. And I was like, no, I'm not going to do that whatsoever. And they were like, just out of curiosity, why? And I was like, dude, do you know how small those spaces are? And I was like, the amount of air conditioning that you would need to pump into that goddamn thing, like, especially imagine somebody like you who has motion sickness or whatever. Now, granted, those things are stationary, but it's still like,
I thought you were going to say Sweaty Betty.
No.
It could have been a couple of things.
Could have been.
When you say someone like you.
Yeah.
It could be a couple of different things that are annoying, right? Motion sickness, Sweaty Betty, all of those. All of those would have been fine. Would have been accepted.
Yeah, shooting in small spaces like that, forget it. Absolutely forget it. So like that, whenever I see that show, that's all I think, by the way. I can't watch any of it and take any of it seriously. As I'm like, man, there is fucking 4 camera guys that are just jammed in there like this. There's a boom guy who's just awkwardly holding the, hey guys, can we do this? And the way they're sleeping in there, and it's like, you can't even fuck in those bunk beds. You'd have to take the dinghy off ship to get a beach on that thing. Like, nothing fun happens there in those things.
It's true.
Right?
It's true.
Yeah.
What if you made a submarine movie like they asked you to, but you wrote it where you make no mention of the submarine itself? And you literally like just do a totally normal movie, go to the store, but it's like fully in a submarine. And you're like, is this what you were talking about, guys? I did it.
Inside the submarine.
But no one talks about being in a submarine.
It's just a guy who dreams of making sandwiches.
Yeah, it's like 500 Days of Summer, but just like in a submarine the whole time.
You
should have done it. Yeah, you should have done it, actually.
Oh, that's really fucking funny. Yeah, but they couldn't get people to shoot in this thing because what the hope was is like if somebody does a movie there and you get the free location and everything else, it'll bring tourism there and all that stuff. And it's like, man, you have a submarine. I think it was in New Jersey, if memory serves me correct.
Oof.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Imagine shooting the dead of winter.
You should have done that.
In a submarine in New Jersey. Yikes. But yeah, every time I see that, I'm like, nope. No, Below Deck. I cannot get behind any of your shit. We've got some breaking news, by the way. That Steven Crowder video I was referencing earlier about the votes being pulled out of that truck. It's at 3 a.m. or whatever. They have a picture of it right now in a little red wagon, and they're saying it was a Detroit TV station, WXYZ. Clever. Says the video of the photographer.
LMNOP.
It was a photographer. Yeah, exactly. Loading equipment for work at the TCF Center. So the video that is circulating online about the fake ballots is actually photography equipment, and they were not votes for Joe Biden. But they said they are still counting. Look, man, I don't know. And this is where it starts. This is why I don't believe in mail-in balloting. You leave yourself wide open to all these wild conspiracy theories and videos and all this shit. It will go on for years and years and years. No matter who won, one side will say it is stolen. And that's what's going to happen with all of this. Like, wait till the conspiracy theories start coming out after they announce a winner for either side. You're going to go down a deep, dark rabbit hole. And if it is Biden, they'll go to the Supreme Court, and if the Supreme Court looks at all this shit, and it comes down to Kavanaugh, and he was going to be like sniffing away, and it's like, that beer I wrote that I drank in 1978 on the calendar on November 12th is my time now. You fucked over my family. It's Trump. I don't even care about the votes. It's Trump. I would if I were Kavanaugh.
Sure.
That guy's life got ruined. Now, who should make the decision? Hologram RBG. Bring her back.
Right.
Bring her back and just, if she had a dying wish, she didn't want a Supreme Court justice to be nominated, like her granddaughter says, then I'm sure there was something else in there that was like, hey, if this is close enough for the Supreme Court, my other dying wish would be to come back in a hologram form and make the final ruling. That would be big 2020.
Do you think Biden would be able to tell the difference between RBG and hologram?
No. And the weirdest part about it is with all that, they have essentially just voted for a guy to die in office. Like that's the weirdest part about it to me. That and who was the guy in North Dakota? There was a guy who died of COVID who was running for a local government position, and he died of COVID, and
they elected
won.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where we're at in 2020. That's where we're at. So the chaos will continue. In Arizona and Nevada, take your time. The world has no place to go, you know? It's just another day in paradise, and you guys take your sweet-ass time.
Continue your grooming of me.
Exactly.
So that we're able to handle whatever the answer is.
And if you are grooming people out there, is there a hotter person to groom than Jessie Wiseman?
Oh, now, come on. Stop, guys. I know they're clapping over there. But
there's a lot of applause.
Yeah, a
You can't
lot of
hear it.
applause
Can't
over
hear it
there.
right
No,
now,
it's
yeah.
fine. No, it's fine.
Stop throwing things. Roses, flowers, eye patches. Stop throwing those. Stop throwing those. Instead, go to ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros. Get yourself a mattress. I had a Drinkin Bro listener who sent me a picture that Ghostbed is now available in Costco.
What?
Yeah. I got the photo and I was like, holy shit.
Huh?
They made it.
Wow.
They made it. Look, finest mattresses in the land. If you remember the military or first responder, work in the government, or are a teacher in this life, you get 30% off everything in the entire store. That's pillows, sheets, adjustable bases, mattresses, you name it. What's the other deal? 25% off, then you get 2 free pillows with a mattress?
Yeah, I thought they were doing 30, but you may be right.
I may be right.
You
Either
might
way,
be right,
those
brother.
pillows are just as great as the goddamn
Yeah,
mattress.
30% off all mattresses plus 2 free pillows.
How do you beat that?
I mean,
How do you beat that?
we're getting the good deal. We're getting like the
Yeah.
hero deal.
We're getting a hero deal here, us dumb civilians. Go there because look, if Biden gets elected, we're going into lockdown. You're going to be inside your bedroom a lot more. We'll be with you though. We're deemed essential, so whatever, man. You can watch us from bed live on YouTube. I don't think they'll censor us anymore. There'll be no reason to shadow ban. Their candidate is one.
Ooh.
Yeah. So
That might be fun.
might be able to be shown in everybody's households, you know? It's amazing that we have over 16 million downloads last month on audio and only 75,000 subscribers on YouTube. Amazing,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Crazy how that works. Go to ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros today. And as always, they get a 36-month pay-as-you-go program. No interest there at ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros. And all those deals are applicable with the no interest savings plan. Who do we got next, James?
We have StrikeforceEnergy.com.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom. Shabloinkers.
Shabloinkers. Look, if you are biting through your toenails, because a lot of people do that, they'll put their foot right up to their mouth and just bite on that big one, you know? Just
There are
gnaw on
people
it.
that do that.
You're nervous. You don't want to miss the big announcements. You're going to need some energy to stay up through all of this madness. Go to StrikeforceEnergy.com today. Promo code REVOLUTION for 20% off.
It should be promo code Jables. You're right.
Yeah,
It should.
Should be. Go there, learn it, live it, get into it. 4 amazing flavors: grape, original, and lemon and orange. I am the best in the business.
Best in the business.
It's almost like I didn't do 12 hours worth of interviews yesterday. You know?
Yeah, it's like
mine
nothing
is sharp. I'm very Biden today. Very Biden. Very sharp. Very stable today. Feel real good about it. No, but go to Strike. They ship everywhere in the entire world too. So if you're wherever you are, they'll ship to you. And it's great. Big fans of StrikeforceEnergy.com. Had a lot of it the last few days to kind of keep going here. Surprised I still have my voice, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Been taking a lot of this. They're not a sponsor, but thank you, Chloraseptic.
They should be.
Every time they cut away to Jables, this is what I do every single time. Just real quick, as fast as I can. I'm like,
Right. And then back.
and then back. I'm usually out of breath because the Chloraseptic's in there, and I'm like, hey, yeah. Yeah. It's amazing I still have a voice after all of this, but gotta ask you the big question that's going around today. People are trying to obviously get away from thinking about the presidents, trying to put their mind on other things. There's been a lot of these dumb quizzes that have been popping up online asking people what they would prefer in this life. Again, everybody's trying to not think about what's going on. So I'll ask you. The big one today was cereal.
Whoa.
So out of these 9, there was 9 to choose from here today. And like Twitter, Barstool, some other places usually put this up. And it sparks a huge debate. 1 through 9 here. What is your favorite? What is your go-to, Jabes? Got to know this. Number 1, Cookie Crisp.
Nope.
Not a big
Nope.
Not a big fan of that.
That's bottom tier.
Same here, man.
Yeah.
That's poor people shit.
They can't make cookie for whatever reason. Cereal has not like encapsulated
The cookie, no,
Yeah.
no. The only time Cookie Crisp has ever been good is if you dump it in milk and leave it sitting there for 2 hours, so it's soggy enough that you can bite through
Just
it.
get the Oreo minis and then dump those into a
Yes,
bowl.
100% agree.
You're disgusting. Okay.
Yeah, you're discussing human, but you are who you are, Dirty Dan. Fruity Pebbles is up next.
Nope.
Really? I get down on Fruity Pebbles. Like right now, like 'cause I haven't read by the way, I have not read this list. So whatever you're going to get it in real time here. So I don't know. I get down on Fruity Pebbles. I don't know if that's my number 1, but I get down on Fruity Pebbles. Apple Jacks is up next. Nope. I'm not
I'm waiting for mine. I hope that it, because otherwise I'm just
Find
going to say
out.
no to all of them, but go ahead.
I think
Find
we're
out.
on the same wavelength.
Okay.
too.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. Hey, we'll find out. We'll find
We'll
out.
see.
Captain Crunch is up next.
No.
So out of these 4 so far, Captain Crunch is in the lead for me.
Do you enjoy a bloody mouth?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
They're hard. They're crunchy. They're hard. Next up, we get Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Yeah.
Yep, there we go.
Yeah.
Bro,
That's the fucking best cereal ever.
No shit.
Ever.
That's
And
where
then
you
you have
guys go.
cinnamon milk afterwards.
That's my-
100%.
That's
Yeah.
that's my cheat
And then you
meal.
drink the milk out to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cheat meal.
How
you
did
just
me
get a
and
whole
Dan
box
know?
of
I don't know.
cinnamon
How
toast
did you guys know that one?
I don't know.
We're just on the same.
We're just on the same wavelength.
There we go.
Okay. All right. Next up is Lucky Charms. Now, Lucky Charms is where I landed as a kid. That was my top 2. Lucky Charms was in my top 2. I don't see my 1, but we'll get to it afterwards. And then this next one. Why is this on the list? And did they pay for it? The Special K with red berries. No, that's not a thing in this life.
I think you have to throw that basic one in there, like the old man, just for the lulls.
Yeah,
Yeah, the grandpa cereal.
not doing it.
Yeah, no.
Not doing it. Next up, Cocoa Puffs. There's a huge Cocoa Puff community.
Don't do chocolate in the morning.
Yeah. I don't either.
Nah.
I don't either, but I understand it. There's a lot of people who like it. And then Life was the last one. What? No.
If you're gonna go like bland cereal, Life's probably top tier of that.
Right. So
What about Chex, though?
Chex is bullshit
same
too,
shit.
dude.
As far as bland, I'm just saying
Yeah.
bland.
Yeah. So Lucky Charms was my 2 here in this life. My first one was Boo Berry Crunch. Boo Berry was my favorite back in the day.
They came in
there
a
we
bag,
go.
right?
Yeah, the Nooner crew back there they got my back on that one. Boo Berry was my favorite. It was the spin-off of Count Chocula. I didn't get down on Count Chocula, but Boo Berry Crunch was my jam.
Yeah,
dude.
it came in like the 4-pound bag.
Yeah.
with the zipper on
And
it.
there was always
Zipper.
a rumor that the blue dye would cause cancer in children or whatever. So I think they ended up getting rid of it. I don't know if it still exists anymore. But Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
They definitely left out like a Rice Krispie. Like, no?
Well, here's the thing.
Frosted?
Rice Krispie for me, because the treats are so massive and you can buy them like in bulk and in boxes and all that shit. Like, I love a good Rice Krispie treat. Therefore, I don't need the cereal anymore, and I prefer the treat over the cereal.
because they just took the cereal and put more sugar on it.
Yes,
Yeah, exactly.
yes.
What are we talking about?
So like, I don't need the cereal anymore. Like, fuck your cereal, dude. Give me the real shit. Give me that. Give me that square, baby. I need that square. And the ones they sell
that hard.
in bulk for children, by like the 40 and 50 pack or whatever, right? I can't eat just one of those. I've got to have at least like 2. When it's just you go back for another one, you're like, oh, you fuckers, you made it just small enough. I got to have a second one.
Right.
I got to have a second one in this life. But yeah, dude, looking at this list, somebody paid off for this Special K thing or in life. What the fuck are we doing here? No one's like, oh man, no child has ever come up to their parents and said, can I have that box of Life?
Was that
Oh,
the one Mikey liked?
Yeah.
Which one was Mikey
that
Likes
Mikey
It?
Likes It? What was that?
It was Life, right?
It was Life.
You're
Yeah.
welcome.
Yeah, Mikey's dead, by the way. R.I.P. R.I.P. He did vote though for Biden, so He was able to get that vote in there. I don't know if he's dead or not, by the way.
I was signing up for an app, something for the kids' school the other day, and you know how you have to put in you put in your gender, your name, your number.
Do you have to put in a gender these days?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, because they're using all of your information that you put into literally anything to sell you stuff. And again, you guys all know I'm down with that.
Right.
I want that.
Yeah.
I want to be shown what is right for my age.
Correct.
And my gender.
Yeah. You want to be told what to do.
I was going to the birthday, and you have to scroll through the thing. It started at 1920.
Really?
Is that?
So that
would there
means
be
a parent would have been, or a guardian, I guess, would have been 90 years old.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect age to start having kids. Right around 90 is when you really want to start.
Right
then
around
you can
90
enjoy
is
it.
when you want to have a 2-year-old.
Yeah. Then
Do you know what I mean?
Then you can enjoy it,
Sure.
Easy pregnancy at 90. Baby just falls right out of your body and you're good to go on that one.
Right.
90 years old on that one. When I did the mortgage, the reason why I asked about the gender thing, when we just moved here, new house, all this stuff, got the mortgage. On the box it said optional. You don't have to tell us if you're male or female or you identify as something else. So you don't have to put that down. Don't worry about it. No, I was like, you know what? I felt weird about it. I was like, no, I'm gonna check male. I'm a fucking dude.
Right.
I'm gonna do it, and I don't really care.
Because they didn't have non-binary, right?
No.
Because that's what you would have.
I would have checked non-binary,
non-binary,
obviously.
yeah.
Obviously.
Because you understand what that means.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And I live my life non-binary, one day at a time.
Ross,
One day
do you
at a
want to know what happened to Mikey Likes It?
What happened to Mikey Likes It? Am I going to regret this?
No, he's actually the director of media sales for Madison Square Garden.
Is he really?
Yeah.
It's a big boy job.
Gosh.
That's a big boy job for Mikey. Yeah. Fuck, he really does like it. Look at that.
Yeah.
What a success story. If I'm Life cereal, the most boring, blandest cereal on the planet, I call Mikey and bring him back and say, hey, guess what, motherfuckers? If you would have ate like Mikey, you'd be rich as shit with a high-powered job working at Madison Square Garden. It was all possible. Mikey did it. You can do it. I'd bring him back.
I love Ross. He's dead,
Yeah, he's not dead.
Yeah.
I didn't know if he was or not.
No facts.
Yeah, no
Nobody
facts.
else is doing it.
I heard, Mikey, the rumor was he died with Pop Rocks and Coca-Cola.
Oh,
Right? Wasn't that Mikey who died? So apparently he lived through it. He got his stomach pumped. Him and the guy from NSYNC or Backstreet Boys.
Right.
Lance Bass?
No, Backstreet Boys. Joey.
Oh, the goatee one.
No, not Joey Fat one. It was fuck.
Pineapple hair.
The curly hair, yeah. Whatever. Remember, the rumor was that he got his stomach pumped because he had 14 pounds of semen in there. He had gay sex all night, and he had 14 pounds of semen in there. They didn't think he was going to live, and he had to get his stomach pumped.
You guys, 14 pounds.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of semen.
I did the math. That's like 84 dudes.
Hey, man. At the time, Backstreet was huge. He had to get that stomach pumped.
And now Backstreet is what?
Back.
All right.
And they are back. They're still touring. Those guys are making more money than they ever have before in their life. I mean, obviously COVID hit, so they can't do it. But
I think they had a Vegas residency too.
Yeah. That's
rich.
That's the jam now. Is these Vegas residencies? David Lee Roth said that he wants to become the king of Las Vegas now, and he wants to have a residency. They tested one out, and he's going to come back and do it. Now that Van Halen's died, I'm sure his quote went up. Right. I'm talking about a Yankee Rose. The reason why all these people are going to Vegas is, touring. They don't want that touring schedule anymore. They just want to chill out in Vegas now.
But yeah.
No, I don't know when any of this shit's coming back for any of these musicians at all.
Yeah.
Drake said he's dropping an album. Typically, you drop an album when you can go and promote it, but you can't promote it. Like that Gaga album that came out didn't register. Like nobody just gave a shit. It was just like, oh, well, can't do anything.
It also wasn't that good.
Oh, well, it wasn't?
Don't at me, but
Well, she played for Biden the night before, so
yeah, an old song.
Somebody loved it.
Nothing from the new
Oh,
album.
was it?
Yeah.
Was it really?
Yeah.
What did she play? Did you watch it?
We talked about it yesterday, but
I didn't know if
she
that was
played-
real. Did she really play?
Oh yes. Tell me something. You go back to the hits when you're trying to get people to vote, right?
I guess.
You don't want to divide people. You want to go for something that everyone can agree on, which is
Tell me
that song.
something more. Yeah. Eddie Vedder was on Howard Stern yesterday, by the way, talking about that. Because he was the consultant for Bradley Cooper for that movie.
One of them, right?
Yeah. So I guess B. Coops Shakur called him and said, hey, I'm doing this movie and I'm playing a rock star or whatever. And Eddie Vedder was pretty honest on Stern. He's like, oh boy, I think this is a bad idea, man. You know, he's like, don't do this.
Yeah.
It's like, no one's ever gotten it right. Don't do it or whatever. And Howard Stern was laughing and he goes, so what'd you think? You know? And he goes, man, the entire drive down, because he's like, I got invited to the premiere, you know? And I guess I hadn't seen a stitch of footage. The premiere was the first time I was going to see A Star Is Born. And, you know, we had talked hours and hours and hours together, me and Bradley Cooper, about rock stars and the life and everything backstage or whatever. And he said the entire drive to the theater, all he kept thinking was, how do I let this guy down easy, and that he probably fucked it up? Because he goes, I didn't want to be untruthful. So he said, if he didn't get it right, like I would have told him it sucks. That's just who I am. And he goes, so in the entire movie, he said, I was nervous. He's like, I had butterflies on my stomach. I was worried this was going to fucking suck. And I'm going to have this shitty conversation with Bradley Cooper afterwards. And he goes, I loved it. He nailed it, knocked it out of the park. And he goes, thank God. But he goes, I hope nobody makes a movie about a rock star again.
Right, but don't ever bet against Coop.
B. Coops?
He will pull it out, always.
Yeah, yeah. I look.
He's just cool.
I
He's
believe
like-
in Coops. After you take American Sniper, and then you take A Star Is Born. If you can do both of those things, great. I mean, you're amazing in this life.
But
Are we
also
ignoring
he-
The Hangover?
What's that?
What? Are we
ignoring
Yes,
The Hangover?
I am ignoring the Hangover, and I'll tell you why. Like,
Okay.
good-looking guy, right? Decent actor. Like, he's a great actor, obviously. He didn't have enough in that movie. To me, that was Zach Galifianakis' movie, where it was just like, I think that The Hangover made him pop to where he could really do shit that he was supposed to do. But truthfully, for my money, if I was casting that movie, again, The Hangover, I would have slotted in Vince Vaughn in the Bradley Cooper role with Zach Galifianakis and let the two of them go at it the whole fucking movie, and that would have been on another planet. That's just
then
me
Judd
as a casting
Apatow would have
director.
done it, and it would just been,
Well,
riffing back and forth.
Yeah, I
I've
don't
been that
thi-
movie instead of the
Todd Phillips and Apatow don't like each other. They don't.
Nobody likes Todd Phillips.
No one likes Todd Phillips. I'll just-
No one.
Totally real. And in the comedy world. And here's the thing, I love him, but Todd Phillips is very much of like, I'm my own director. I don't put up with improv and all that other shit. He let Galifianakis
but-
do it on that movie, but he'll tell you, he's like, look, I'm a filmmaker. I want the best film. And if you take any Apatow movie, no matter what it is, and throw it up against The Hangover aesthetically, from a directing standpoint, is beautiful. Like when you watch it, the shots are all beautiful
Yeah.
and there's lens flares and it's awesome. You're not going to see that in like Superbad or anything. Like you're just going to see comedy, which is great. But therefore, I think, and look, I don't like Apatow's politics and all this shit, but like, I think if you're looking at it artist versus artist, the funnier movies came from Apatow. The more aesthetically pleasing ones came from Todd Phillips. However, I love the fucking Joker. I don't think in a million years Judd Apatow could do a movie like the Joker. Whereas
absolutely
Todd
not.
Phillips,
Nowhere near.
Todd Phillips did, and it was incredible. And I think that's the difference between the two.
Judd Apatow gets out of the way
Yeah,
and
yeah.
lets like the real professionals do the business.
Yeah. Look, it's comedy directing though. I'm not the greatest director in the world because I'm more concerned with the comedy and the jokes and all that shit. But
The DJ Khaled of directing.
who?
Apatow.
Apatow, yeah, yes. I look, and I fall in that camp. Like, I'm not going to shit on him for that. Like, I'm more concerned about the comedy and the jokes and the improv and everything else than trying to get fancy lens flares and everything else. But and the writing of it. But Todd Phillips doesn't, man. He's a great filmmaker all the way around. But B. Coops, dude, you can throw that motherfucker and everything. I'm curious to see what happens to somebody like B. Coops. He's been one of the celebrities who's been silent during all of this. I haven't heard shit about who he's voting for or.
He did something, huh?
He's from Philly.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually the best representation of Philly's Silver Linings Playbook.
Ah, that was a great movie.
So good.
It's a great
I
movie.
think he did some video.
I don't know if I haven't seen it. I haven't seen B. Coops in
Okay.
anything. But the curiosity is when all this shakes out, because there is no films. AMC, by the way, is very, very close to filing for bankruptcy. They lost another $1.2 billion, and they're going to sell half of their stock shares to someone else to try to stay alive during this. It's a big deal that's going on right now that nobody's talking about, because that means theaters will be gone. If AMC leaves, that is it. That is the death of theaters. And I wonder what happens to a guy like Bradley Cooper, who is a superstar, who is a great director and a great actor. If he's not doing movies, is he just going to do them straight to Netflix or Apple or something like that?
Yeah, I want to see him do a Glover. I want to see him like take the reins of something, act, direct in it, bring in some of the people he likes around him, do his own thing.
Yeah, that's one of the things that makes me sad about this, because you and I were watching a trailer the other night for something that was coming on Apple TV, and I'm still not in that Apple TV mode, that Apple TV makes shit that I want to turn on and watch.
I know they're putting something on there though.
They are, and you and I watched the trailer, and we were like, "Holy shit, we're all in." I immediately forgot about it. I couldn't tell you one actor or anybody in it, but when we were watching it together, it was like, "Oh yeah!" And then it's Apple TV. Like I never go to Apple TV to watch movies and all that shit anymore. So
yeah, was it a movie or a show?
Movie. It's a trailer for a movie. So I know they're doing them, and they're doing original movies, and then they're also buying up all the other ones that are finished and not going into theaters. They're currently in a bidding war for the new Bond movie, because that's one more than likely will go straight to streaming at this point, which is sad. That'll kill movie theaters as well. But we'll give a shout out to Clayne Crawford, our B-Fry. His film just got acquired by Neon. I'm not sure where that's going first. I think Neon has a deal with Hulu, so it might be on Hulu. But they just dropped the full trailer for it, the Killing of Two Lovers, and the trailer was great.
Trailer was great. It's very reminiscent, like how
Old
independent films used to be and how they used to look and how you would I don't know.
On the Rocks with Bill Murray is probably the one you guys are thinking about.
That's exactly it. Mm-hmm. On the Rocks with Bill Murray, yeah. So we're looking forward to that one. I'll watch it, but somebody's going to have to remind me, hey, that movie's on Apple. Ah, shit. All right, cool.
Where's the Bee Gees doc?
That is going to be on HBO, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm looking forward to that. Look, everybody laughs about the Bee Gees.
No, me too.
At one point, they were the biggest band in the world. You guys know I'm a fucking huge rock doc guy. I've seen every single one of these. The Bee Gees had a crazy, crazy fucking life story. And they were brothers and they hated each other. But they had, at one point, their album was the biggest of all time. I'm amped to see it. The 70s disco being the biggest stars in the world, how much blow those guys were doing and everything else that was going on. I mean, that was free love. Hey, so let's get the king size ghost bed and throw 8 people in there and figure shit out. Let's see what happens.
Right.
We'll see what happens. Gonna give some shouts out today. Whose anniversary was it, by the way?
You guys read?
Oh Reed White. Happy anniversary, man. Happy anniversary,
and
brother.
Lisa, thank you.
Yes. How many years you guys been married? Georgia, give him the mic.
26.
26 years.
Shut up.
Congratulations, man.
How'd you get
that's
through
amazing.
the 7th one? Just kidding.
How'd you get through that 7th year?
How'd you get through that 7th year, guys? We're
It's
going
a
to need to
tough
talk
one.
to you after the show.
It's a tough one. I dropped the trailer too today for As the Sun Rises, It Dawns on Him, the new St. James Street James book. It is available for pre-order everywhere, Barnes & Noble, Amazon.com, all of those places. A lot of people have messaged me after they saw the trailer and they said, hey, what if it gets banned from Amazon again for a couple weeks or whatever? To combat that, we're going to release the paperback on the same day. So that way they can't stop it. Nothing you can do. The workarounds for all this shit to try to beat the system. Yeesh. I really had to put some serious thought into it. And I was like, all right, well, how do I beat that? Because a lot of people don't read ebooks, right? So it's like everybody wants the hardback, and I understand that. But paperback is easy. Day and date, boom, you're out the door. So know that on midnights on December, because it drops December 8th, you can pre-order it now. I greatly appreciate it. It's the third St. James book. It is super dark. His life can't be happy all the goddamn time. It gets super dark in this one, but the paperback I will drop at midnight on the same day. So that way if something, God forbid, happens to the hardback, I will drop that in the morning, and then boom, you will have it in time for Christmas and stocking stuffers and all that other stuff. So we're looking forward to that. And shout out to Owen Flaherty for cutting that little piece for me today on Instagram. And I'll be dropping the link everywhere, but it's everywhere. Again, Amazon.com, Barnes & Noble, whatever, every store that you can get a book in. Obviously, you can't go into stores anymore, so just buy it online. COVID. Don't touch your COVID fingers on my book. You're gross. I don't know where you've been. I needed to be tested. I'm talking about not being tested. I forgot that I had drank out of that Freedom Eagle.
Yeah, me too.
with
And then Alex Jones drank my...
Who? Yeah, is it on the set? Bring that in.
Alex Jones drank my backwash.
Bring that in. Boy.
Yeah.
Bring it in. You can cut in front of camera. We don't care here. We don't give a shit here. Yeah.
Craig.
Craigers. So at the live election show, we were drinking out of this this Freedom funnel here. Not a sponsor. They should be. On the back of this thing is where you pour the beer in, and then you drink out of the old tailpipe here. I had forgotten, because it was such a long show, that Alex Jones drank out of it. He did one. I did one. You did one, as the people were demanding it. You didn't finish yours, so Alex Jones finished the rest of it. And all of us are still negative for COVID, so, you know.
Yeah. I mean, we refuse to be tested, but we feel negative. Scott Reed, anyone on the right feel like rioting or something? I have some vacation I need to take before the end of the year. So just wondering. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's just chilled out now.
Chill. It's very chill.
Hey guys, I have some days off later. You guys want to riot, or are we?
That's the other thing is like,
No.
dude, so if Biden does win, my prediction is you're not going to see one protest, one riot, nothing. Republicans have to work. Like, I don't know where the fuck you get the time for all of this shit.
Yeah, and Scott's not going to spend his vacation time
no
doing
one is.
that.
No one is, because it's dumb and it doesn't do anything. Jeremy Smith just said, it was my birthday yesterday. Been listening to you guys for around 8 months. I love you guys. We love you, man. We appreciate you listening too. That means a lot, man.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. I could not see you out in a riot, Japes.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
You have the look. You have the look. When you tie up, when you go the two buns on the side of the head, like you were in Helen Keller versus Nightwolves.
Right.
You have the look of like, oh yeah, that girl could spray paint her head blue and fuck some shit up. Like,
yeah.
Because you've punched me in the face before, and you've got a good shot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So therefore, you have all the physical attributes and the look of a sweet rioter and or protester, but you don't have it in you.
Nah.
No.
Too busy, man. Yeah. And in order to riot and protest and all of that, you really have to care about stuff. And you know that I don't.
No.
Nothing really gets me that riled up, unfortunately. Or fortunately.
Who knows?
We can't both be. What if we both got as riled up as Ross, right? What would that look like?
Yeah.
One of us has to just be like, it'll be all right.
It looked like Gone Girl.
Yeah. It would be like Gone Girl.
Yeah.
You ever date somebody like, obviously before me, that was too close to your personality? It just doesn't work, right?
No.
There's got to be a subtle difference between you and your partner, or it's just fucking somebody's going to get murdered.
Well, I say this all the time. They may know this. They're 26 years. But, like, you can't be good at the same things. You can't be bad at the same things, right? Like, you have to be good and bad at different things.
Agreed, yeah.
In order to fit together.
Yeah. I dated somebody who was too close to me once, and it got to a point where there was a knife pulled out in the kitchen, and I was like, oh, somebody's getting stabbed and one of us is going to die tonight. Like, you can't do it.
Right.
You can't do it in this life.
Right, but how fun.
No.
Right?
No,
sometimes?
No.
Oh!
Not fun.
It's so fun, exhilarating sometimes to be in those relationships, huh? They do not last, right? But
no.
Codependence, give it to me.
Right? Giorgio's going to find that out the hard way. But
yeah. Giorgio, I have a feeling it's gonna be like the end of Good Will Hunting, where we show up to work one day and you won't be here, and we'll just see a picture of you on the back of a yacht with a 60-year-old, and you're like, sorry guys.
I went to see about a lady,
about
not a girl,
but an older lady who's going to take care of me.
I went to see about a gal.
I'm producing podcasts from a yacht now. We do about one a year. Salary's about the same.
I love it. Yeah,
now,
exactly.
If there was a below deck about Giorgio and his 60-year-old lady,
we
can we
watch
cross
that.
it with The Bachelor, where I go from yacht
it.
to yacht, and I see which one picks me up?
Yeah. I mean, look, Claire, was it Crawley?
Claire Crowley.
Did they show an episode this week?
No, there
It was
was
during the
something
election, right?
There was something else going on Tuesday, but rumor is it maybe on tonight. Anyone?
I don't know. No, you're asking the wrong
Well,
person
they have
on that one. I don't know.
computers.
Am I too
No.
old for the Bachelorette?
Bachelorette.
Yeah, can I get on that?
There's just no way to look that up.
No, there's no way to look. We have no form of
Nope. I'm
no way
sorry.
to look that up.
You have your computers all fucking duded out. You blocked anything that's even remotely.
I think we're hiring somebody that is his sole job is simply just to look up shit all day long. So that way we
Anyways,
will
and he'll
have it.
probably still refuse to look it
I
up.
know, right?
Anyways,
but
supposed to be Thursday,
her,
but-
with her, you know, she's 39 years old. Obviously,
Today.
she's leaving.
Thank you, Richard.
It is. So it is on tonight. Okay, shit. Thursday night for you. Thursday night, James.
Leave me alone.
You're good to go. That'll be a nice distraction. You won't have to think
It
about
will.
anything tonight. I'm sure they'll break into it. We've got a winner from Nevada, and then it'll crush
Well, it's
everybody's
going to be the
dreams.
same feeling, right? So unfortunately, the Bachelorette is giving you the same feeling as the election, which is what the fuck's going on? There's no win. Did he win?
Right.
Are they winner? Are you doing this? Are you leaving?
We need to get
Very
that,
confusing.
that black chick on there. Let's get it going.
I think
now.
it's this episode.
What's
I
her
think it
name?
has
Aisha?
to be
What's her name?
Tasha.
Oh, Tasha. Yeah, she's hot. Let's party with her. I'm done with the 39-year-old bullshits of Let's get her on. Quit cock teasing us with this. Every
Right.
episode, it's like, oh, this is a bachelor like never before. Congratulations, you've blown up the bachelor. Let's get the hot one out. Let's get the fuck out of there and move past the 39-year-old.
Sure.
Now with Giorgio, I think that the format should be younger men who only love women in their 60s, and that would be a different form of bachelorette. That would be
It
awesome
would
to watch.
probably be on TLC, and then what would it be called?
No,
Love is Blind.
No. Love is through the pocketbook. Love is through the wallet. Love on a yacht.
Love on a yacht,
Yeah,
something to
yeah.
do with water, something afloat. Guys, I'm thinking I'm moving. The
America's
wheels
Next Great Pool Boy?
Yeah, exactly. William Edwards said it's his grandparents' 53rd anniversary. Cheers to them. Are they watching, William? Because if not, what are we doing? What are we doing here with that? You know, what am I supposed to do with that info? Congratulations to him, by the way. But unless they're at home watching, what am I going to shout them out for? Did they vote? I'm kidding. They're alive. Of course they. Bang bang.
Bo-bo!
Baby! I still got it after this crazy week.
You do. You have something.
This is your little Friday, James. We do not have
It
a
is.
show tomorrow, and I will say this: if there is a winner tonight or tomorrow, we will probably do an emergency Drinkin Bros show to go over all of that chaos. So we'll see. We might have to add an extra show tonight, but I don't know. I don't know when this is going to end.
If you find out tomorrow and my prediction is right, I need to be on it.
Will you come in?
Yeah.
All right.
If
your
I'm
mom-
right,
your mom is here.
If I'm right, I'll be
Yeah,
anywhere,
yeah,
right?
your mom is here, so we'll see for sure.
I don't think it's gonna happen, but
Friday? You don't think it's gonna happen on Friday?
I think we're gonna know something on Friday. I
Look,
really do.
If you're gonna dump this shit, I've said this all the time. Hollywood does it all the time. If you're gonna dump stories that
do it Friday.
Yes, you do it Friday at like 7:00, 8:00, and then people are already into the week and they don't give a shit. Like me personally, I'll be gearing up for that Ohio State game already, so it's like, all right, whatever. What time's Ohio State on? Like, great. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So it would make sense. It would make sense. It would not make sense though to do it on a Saturday. Like that. Would
No.
be,
So it has to be tomorrow, or then it's going to the whole next week to another Friday. But
right.
they take you right to the brink. It's the same thing with COVID, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're like, 2 weeks, we're going to shut down, knowing full well
Right.
it was going to be a year.
Yeah.
They just sort of,
Yeah.
Now it's 30 days. Now when you're in the middle of the 30 days, you kind of feel a little bit used to it. They go, another 90, sorry.
Exactly.
And you're like,
Yeah.
all right, well, I mean, I'm already in it, whatever. And then you're in the middle of the 90 days and they go, all right, another 60 days. And you're like, well, fuck it, I'm already fucking here. But they knew full well, they know how to do these things.
Yep.
They know.
Alex Jones asked me last night. I did InfoWars last night. Was one of the interviews. He asked me last night. He goes, "What do you think Trump should have done?" And I was like, "Look, when I was watching that live, right, and the motorcade was coming down for Biden, and they were, they had the helicopters shooting him like he was O.J. Simpson. I said, if I was Trump in that campaign room, I would have raced down to that lobby, got on
Yep.
TV, and just said I won the election before
didn't
Biden
get
could
it
get on
in time,
TV.
I know.
Didn't do it. And then that would have been rad of like, hey, they've called it and all the states are fine. And then it would have forced Biden into a bad position, but he didn't do it.
No.
They didn't do it. So we'll see how this shakes out. If it's Friday, Jabe's come back. You will?
Sure.
Great. We'll do a bonus Drinkin Bros episode where we will go news.
And then if it's a tie,
An actual
Dan and
news.
I are doing an extra show.
Correct.
Just with our.
Correct. And it'll just be the two of you guys if it is a tie. So yeah, if we know tomorrow, either way, we will do an emergency show. Dan, get some sleep tonight. If it's 269 to 269, it'd be amazing.
Yeah.
I don't even know what happens after that, to be honest with you.
It goes to the House, which we have anyway.
Yeah, I don't even know
no.
if that's true. I'm just.
No,
going
I
with
think
what
it
people
is.
Told me, yeah.
Democrats have the House.
Yes,
Right now?
it will go to the
Yes.
House to pick the president and Senate to pick the VP.
That's right.
Wow.
So
You know what's weird? So if that happens, and if you couldn't hear it, I'll repeat it. Fake Dan said it would go to the House would pick the presidents, and the Senate would pick the vice presidents. The hilarious thing is the way that it looks now.
Yeah, but I thought
I
we
think
had
the
the
House,
House now.
we don't have the House now.
Okay.
We do not. Even with the new winners.
With the new thing. Okay.
Still down by, I think, 9. They're 9 short. But here's my, I'll go down this fucking rabbit hole real quick before we
Yeah,
get
why
off
not?
the air. I think the House would actually pick Kamala Harris and not Biden. Put him in there. And I think the Senate would be so pissed off that they would pick Trump and Trump would be the VP. And then it would just be absolute fucking chaos.
No, the tie literally goes to the House to pick between Trump and Biden.
Correct.
Okay, so the House can't pick Kamala.
Oh, they can't pick anyone. Got
So
it.
then-
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because it was the reason why I asked this, and forgive me for getting this incorrect. On mybookie.com, promo code Drinkin Bros doubles your deposits. There was an option there for Michelle Obama and some other people to become president of the United States.
2024.
No,
Yeah.
no, it was currently.
It was 2024, but they did have Kamala to be president at like 50-1.
Oh, gotcha.
In case, like, Joe
unless
died or
he
something.
died.
Yeah.
Okay. So then the Senate picks the VP?
Yes.
So Pence.
No, I don't think they pick Pence. Could you pick Trump at that point?
Is it a split between the VPs? I guess that's what I'm saying. Is it a tie break, or is it they just get to announce?
You get to anoint. You get to anoint it. So if I'm
Look, it's never happened.
no,
Again.
it would never happen. But
Again, there's no way to look this up.
There's no way to look this up.
None. We have
Is that
no.
the only way to
computers don't
unify
work.
America? 69,
What?
69? Is that the only way to bring America together?
Yes, yes, it would.
By 69. And
By 69ing, that would be the only way to do it to bring people together. But yeah, exactly. Turbo Pickle, which is the greatest name of all time here on there's a picture of a pickle too. Turbo Pickle has said, why can't they just both be presidents? That way everybody can shut the hell up. You know,
Dude, that would be
it'd
fucking
be great.
awesome.
Put them both in there together and force them
presidents,
to
let's
work. You know what's weird? I think Biden's got to deal with his bullshit on his fucking party side. But in all honesty, he's pretty reasonable. I bet you him and Trump could work shit out, actually. Whereas the rest of that party can't. And I think he's been stuck throughout this entire process of being forced to pick over the shit that he really doesn't believe in because that's what his base believes in and all this other shit. I bet you that relationship could actually work. It'll never happen in a million years, but I bet you Biden and Trump could work together. As crazy as that sounds, I actually believe it.
you got to
For real.
handcuff them together
Yeah.
for 4 years.
Yeah.
Like actually handcuff them.
That would be great.
Yeah.
Make them shower together, bathe together, all of it. Be great. Handcuff them together. Make it happen. Who knows, kids? Could be 269, 269. Either way, if there is a winner tomorrow, we will do a bonus episode live on this channel. Subscribe to Drinkin Bros podcast on YouTube. That encompasses all our shows, Ross Patterson Revolution, The American Party, Drinkin Bros Sports, everything. We will come back tomorrow if there is a decision, all of us, and try to figure this out with you guys live on air. In the meantime, go to iTunes and rate the show a 5-star and leave a quick review. It is not our millions of listeners that puts us on the top of the charts. It is simply these reviews. So go and do it. I don't even care if your relative dies. Pick up their phone, leave a quick review, and then give it back to the coroner or whoever, because that's what we're doing in life now. So who gives a shit? Reviews count. You know, all reviews matter. Go to iTunes and do that. The rest of the sites, it doesn't really matter. Spotify doesn't do shit for that. So do whatever you want. Jabes, happy little Thursday. We might see you tomorrow. You look beautiful.
Thank you.
And to the Nooner crew, thank you, all you guys, for coming out. Thank you for the Franklin's Barbecue. Thank you for all your support. Thank you for coming to the live show. and supporting everything we do since day one. We love all you guys, sincerely. For Ross Patterson and Jessie Wiseman, this is The Revolution. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, be base.